Hey guys, so I've been trying out a new newsletter program and I thought that I would kind of compare to you guys the difference between the two. So that way if you're looking for a program to use, you can kind of decipher which one is better for you. So currently right now I am using Mailchimp and I really like Mailchimp because of their interface and stuff like that. And the other one that I'm trying out is this one called Madmimi. So I'll talk to you guys a little bit about the difference between the two and the reason why I'm thinking about switching to Madmimi. I'll just talk to you guys a little bit about what I like about both and what I don't like about one or the other. Okay, so when you get to the main page, both of them are pretty much very similar. It shows you basically your recent stats for your recent campaign. With Mailchimp, it really talks to you a little bit more about what your top campaigns were, which one had the most opens, which one did really well compared to ones that didn't do as well. So it gives you an overall view of your history with them. And this one just kind of gives you your most recent campaigns and just kind of gives you an idea of what you have going on and what your recent things that you sent out was. So let's go ahead and just talk about designing first, okay? As you can see, both of these have creating a new basically newsletter on their main page. I usually just do regular old campaign. Okay, so when you get to the designing era, I think this is where you will kind of get a little bit overwhelmed because there's so many templates, there's so many email type of designer, there's pre-designed ones already. So when you're using it for the first time, I know that this can kind of be overwhelming because you have to sit down and figure out all these things, figure out how you want your newsletter laid out and stuff like that. But once you already have sort of a format that you like, what I usually do is I just kind of just replicate my old campaign. Okay, so once you already have a format already, it's really easy for you to just go in and kind of just edit these areas. And the great thing about the Mailchimp program is that you can actually make the text like different colors, you can make it bigger or smaller. You can actually kind of change, what kind of text it is. I feel like also the pictures are bigger on my Mailchimp template than it is on my Madmimi one, okay? So as far as designing goes, I feel like the Mailchimp one is relatively still easy to use, but there is a learning curve. However, I think that the Madmimi design is actually a very easy and very straightforward. So when you go here and do the compose campaign, okay, and it's just a drag and drop feature, which makes it super easy. So once you load in your header or whatever you want, you just drag it into this area. It just loads it up. It's super easy to use. It doesn't have a whole bunch of designing templates and stuff like that, so it doesn't confuse you so much. It kind of just gives you what you want. So say you want an image and a text, or a text and an image, and now you can just kind of pile on however many sections you want. You can just do just text or just images, So then once you have your images, you can just load them up like this, and your text, sample. So it makes it super easy, and as you can see how easy it is already to design with Madmimi compared to Mailchimp with just the little that I showed you. And then if you have a header, the header is always a little bit more stronger text, and you can just kind of move this stuff around if you need to as well. The only thing is a con to this is that you can't really change the color of your text. You can't really change the text at all. But I think that's the beauty of this, is that it makes it really simple to use and not gives you so many options to overwhelm you with how to design your newsletter. So as far as the designing feature goes, I think Madmimi is really great if you are limited in time and spend time designing your newsletter. I also like that with Madmimi, you can actually just add new subscribers to an old campaign without having to replicate a campaign to send it out to a new list. I feel like with Mailchimp, you do get a lot more options with List Management. And I'm not going to show you the Madmimi one because when you pull it up, it actually shows everybody's email, and I want to keep my clients' emails private, obviously. So, but with the Mailchimp one, which is really great, is that you actually, when you log into it and when you click one of these buttons right here, it'll bring you to the subscribers page, and it gives you a rating on each subscriber. So basically, 3 stars or for somebody that's really active, like opens your posts. You know, 1 star for somebody that doesn't open your posts, has never opened them. So it's really good judge of which subscribers are really engaged in your newsletter. So in the future, if you want to just export or delete, you know, just the 1 stars, people who've never opened your post, who are not interested, then you are welcome to do that. If the Madmimi one does lack that feature, things like that is the little things that makes Mailchimp a little bit better of a program than Madmimi. As far as the reporting feature goes, they all have similar statistics, but what I really like about Mailchimp is that you kind of get to see right away, right up front when you go to their reports, how many people opened, how many people clicked, what's the percentage. And then we go into the view reports. It basically gives you a really good overview of how great this newsletter is doing. And I'm not going to scroll down because you're going to be able to see certain people's emails, but under here you'll be able, it actually sorts by how many opens there are. So meaning like it shows you, you know, who opened it the most to who opened it the least and things like that. I do notice with this Madmimi stats area, it doesn't show you that, or it doesn't actually categorize it by post. It does show you how many times the person opened it, but it would be nice to actually see, you know, to have them actually organize that so that way you can see who was the top person that opened it, like if they opened it 12 times or whatever, you know. What I really also like about the reporting system is in the links, it tells you right away which links they clicked. So you can kind of see, you know, where the traffic is kind of going. With Madmimi, I feel like, yes, it tells you how many people are engaged, how many people are actually, you know, clicking, but you kind of have to go through a whole bunch of other like little clicks. I have to go through 3 or 4 different pages before I can actually see, you know, where the clicks were, which is quite annoying, I think. So both of these newsletter programs are free to use. You can, of course, they have a limit of how free they are, obviously. So with Mailchimp, it's free for up to 2,000 subscribers as long as you do not send over 12,000 emails per month, which is very unlikely. So once you reach over the 2,000 subscriber mark, then you kind of have to start paying, which leads you down here to about the $40 or $50 range, or even more than that. With the Madmimi plan, I feel like it's a lot more affordable because it does it by contacts as well. But look at the difference here. It gives you $42 a month for 10,000 contacts, while you can't even have $3,000 here for that $42 a month. So one of the biggest reasons why I was trying to switch to Madmimi is because my list is getting to the point where I'm having to start paying for it, which is fine. I feel like the newsletters are working very well for me. And, you know, although I lose some features, does the little features that I do get with this, does it outweigh, you know, me saving a good amount of money to still continue to use my newsletter as advertisement? I have an iPhone app for both of these, and the Madmimi one is seriously lacking. I mean, the only thing that you can do on it is basically send out a newsletter to an individual email. With Mailchimp, it's a really great way to be able to view your reports right away, review your campaigns right away. So I do think that as far as Madmimi goes, they can basically improve on that app tremendously to make it a little bit more feasible for people that actually use their program. So then, all in all, just to kind of reiterate everything, okay, designing goes, I think Madmimi gets that because it's such an easy way for you to design. As far as reporting and list management goes, I think Mailchimp has a little bit of a step forward on Madmimi. Pricing, Madmimi definitely has that. And if you're looking for an on-the-go kind of resource, then Mailchimp definitely has that in the ballpark. Okay, as always, I do videos every Thursday. Make sure you subscribe to this channel to keep up more tips and tricks. I will talk to you next time. Bye!